Welcome, everybody,
Oh,
all you Dungeoneers out there.
Hi.
Episode
Hello, welcome.
5
5! Oh my gosh! Next month,
High
next
five.
week's the freaking finale.
of Between the Rows, Sins of the Father. This is a little mini series that we do every year. This is currently season 3, and if you've made it this far and you've seen the previous episodes, most likely you've checked into the first couple seasons, and if you haven't, they give you a little bit of information about what's going on. So you might want to check those out. They're on our YouTube, they're on our podcast, so on and so forth. But yeah, this is a very special time. The only major shout out that I need, first off, episode 6, the season finale, will not be on a Wednesday.
Nope.
It will be on Monday.
Halloween,
Halloween,
baby.
right? Halloween special.
Halloween, that's what we're doing. It will be 4 hours long. It'll be great. Second thing that I need to shout out, check out on DM's Guild a little thing called the Mist Manuscripts. That's a project that me and some friends worked on. It's spooky. It's about dark domains in the Shadowfell. And all proceeds from that will go to support Jasper's Game Day. We'll actually be price matching it from now until Halloween. So Halloween is the last day. Whatever that total is, me and some of the other people are going to price match it and send it to Jasper's Game Day. So check that out. You don't have a whole lot of time left. So if you haven't seen it, you should see it. You should do that.
Next week. You have to check it out by next week, by Monday.
If you don't do it by the end of stream next Monday, what is happening?
What's going on with you?
But that's all I got. Check it out.
Also,
super awesome.
welcome new people that have trickled in on Wednesdays. Some people are new to the show and they've started with this season. So welcome is all. Welcome back if you're back.
Hi.
But yeah, I just want to just yeet straight on in there. So
I want to be yeeted.
CJ,
You're gonna
by that I
regret
mean
those
Drew.
words.
You start that clip. I forgot.
Welcome, foolish vagabond, to the tale's final breath, to the tiny town of stories past, the resting place of death. An oath, a promise, a covenant, cradled in nature's grasp, coveted by broken pale, the relic of the past. Now the stage is set, the players in place, to begin the circle's close, but none expect and all regret what lies between the rows.
This episode contains intense scenery and high-stress situations. Viewer discretion advised.
Last time
Ooh.
on Between the Rows, 1871.
No.
On the season.
That's
Sins
the
of the
wrong.
Father. I was thinking a lot about it recently.
Sins
My
of the
bad.
Father.
Sins of the Father. That's the
Yeah.
season. Drew, count us back in.
Sure, why not?
No. We're keeping this. We're keeping this.
I say we get rid of it. Let's go.
We're
We're scrapping
killing
it.
it.
We're done.
No,
It's too late
it's
now.
so good. That is so
Are we
paper done.
scrapping it or
edit the
not?
episode.
We're keeping it.
We're keeping it in. This
Are we
happens.
scrapping all the times where we said, hey, let's scrap
Welcome
it?
to Chicago.
Oh, no.
No, it's still wrong.
Welcome
Rock
back
Creek.
to Rock Creek. On the last couple of episodes, our lonesome quartet. That's right, sticking with it.
It's
Yeah.
not a good name.
It is a great name.
Well, you suck.
Cut it.
Our lonesome quartet, started from scratch, has been given a couple of directives. This group of young adults has been given some missions, and some questionable things have been happening, some terrifying occurrences. First, in a mall that actually ends up fully killing one of the members, a certain Elliot Keep. Thankfully, they are brought back from the dead by our wonderful player, Sam. That's actually the character. Grant's the player. They've been uncovering clues regarding a Mr. Whitaker, another society outside of the Homestead Society, some creature that has been hunting members of the Homestead Society and anyone who would seek to investigate the in-between. They use that information to go meet up with another concurring figure from seasons past, a certain Bev Winchester, who informs them that the kind of seams of the in-between are loosening, that cracks are opening, and that the law of causality is slowly being broken. They also investigate a lonesome ash tree, one that the Doulahan is known to be imprisoned by or with or near. Upon investigation, they realize this is not the tree that they are looking for. They need to go to the in-between. So in order to find that, they talk to Grant, or they attempt to, as Grant is downtown, and a golem fully forms itself out of a building, an abandoned building across the street. Multiple people die, like a whole bunch of civilians. But thankfully, the group, with some clever thinking, some very efficient turns by CJ, some absolutely buff like athleticism from Elliot, as well as a fantastic killing blow from Clara and Sam supporting them through all the way, which the creature was actually hunting. They knew that it was going after Sam. They managed to defeat the golem. As kind of a dying breath, the golem attempted to wipe Sam off the face of the map. But a certain Devon managed to step in front of both Clara and Sam and block the shot. And Sam appeared to be able to turn Devon into a creature similar to what the quartet is, of heroes, adventurers, of people who get saving throws on death, and managed to save Devon. Grant and Devon are now trying to mitigate damages. Apparently these things are happening all around the city. Grant tells them where the location of, oh shoot, I always want to say Audrey, and it's not.
Sawyer.
God, why can't I remember the name of your first season character?
I don't know.
We should write it on
me.
a sticky note and put it right on your computer.
Oh man, I have it written on almost every single page of my notes. Sawyer Blakely, the Blakely
child.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember the last name, fine. Sawyer's old hangout, an abandoned train car in the middle of the woods. They get information as to where that's going, and they are currently driving to that location. Some of the things that you see as you are driving, the whole town is systematically going mad, basically. You drive from your current location, you actually whip onto one of the main streets that leads all the way across. You'll need to make a couple more turns, but it's not that hard. It actually goes past CJ's house, the mechanic's garage that his dad runs, Crowbar Jones. Crowbar, the garage is exploded. like it's just rubble and wood, and for the most part that the house remains kind of okay. There's a big gaping hole in the in between of the middle section of the wall that kind of split the two.
Do I see my dad or sister?
Not immediately, no. You're like, oh crap, that's real bad. And you hear a boom off in the distance, that same sound that you actually heard through the phone that Grant got a call from. And you whip your head to the right, fully riding over top of a not fully constructed building, one of the buildings that they've been constructing recently, is just a whole makeshift tank.
Yes.
That crumples over the house. It has the body of Crowbar's car that has just been transformed into tank treads. You can actually see through the windshield like your sister wide-eyed, like white knuckling, like the little thing that stops you
The
from rolling
emergency
around all the time.
handle. Yeah.
Crowbar appears. You can also see Crowbar in the driver's seat. He appears to have. This is the closest he's been to happy.
I was gonna say
This is all he's ever
beaming
wanted.
ear to ear. He's wanted this for years.
And you're
can
a
I
little
point out
confused.
real quick?
Yes.
Can I point out
Grant?
real quick that at the end of Between the Rows season 1, when we were all asked what happens to our characters, we were all teasing Drew because the main thing he said was Crowbar builds a tank.
And my
That's
response
finally
to
happened.
Drew was, "No, Drew, tanks are for winners. Do you feel like a winner?"
Apparently, he
We're
did
about to
because
win
Crowbar has a
D&D.
tank now.
This is the night that we win, Aaron.
Let me tell you, he feels like a winner right now. But you're a little confused because you don't immediately see any threat that would cause him to
Have a
fire
tank?
a cannon.
Yeah, you know.
But a familiar figure to Clara, bursting up out of the ground, is this massive, ridiculously long centipede
No,
that
not
has
this guy.
fully embodied itself in the real world. The head, instead of mandibles, is a jester's face. Little bobbly hat, very Jack in the Box-esque. Immediately as it rises up out of the ground, the tank's cannon swivels around, boom, and another just cannon shot hits it in the body, and it writhes, but it does manage to like sweep like a leg towards the tank and fully shoves it, almost sliding 45 degrees across the ground before it settles back down as Crowbar does some fancy driving. Just from a base glance, I won't make you roll or anything. You think your dad is winning? You think that he's doing pretty all right. The centipede is not looking great, and frankly, you trust him.
Yeah,
Your sister's safe. Your sister, I mean, probably going to need therapy after this, but
Don't we all?
yeah, right. For the most part, you don't think that you super need to worry about this situation.
Okay, great.
This
That's what I
very
need
well
to know.
could be my favorite thing that's happened in any Between the Rows.
Honestly, same.
Is that
I'm
right?
loving this.
Dude, 100%.
like Crowbar shooting the jester centipede that creeped us all out at the beginning with a freaking tank.
That's a good
And
point.
Wanted
winning.
forever.
Oh yeah.
Can we point out that Crowbar like crushed his own house with his tank?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
He's been waiting.
It'll be
for this.
rebuilt within the week. Don't
That's a
worry.
power
Crowbar's
move.
living
Just-
his best life.
You guys keep driving. You take a turn that actually heads towards Clara's house, so that way you can get towards the main highway that
Do
you
we
need
get to watch
get
Crowbar run
onto.
over Clara's house too?
No, Clara's going to stay over towards the downtown area. Clara, you actually live next to like a mid-sized lake. Just across the road from it. So you hit your street, you drive past your house. You can see, you're not exactly sure what, things are coming out of the lake. You frankly don't have the time to figure out what these are,
I don't really
but
want.
things are fully crawling out of the water.
When you
They
say
look
things, like how big?
Semi-humanoid sized, roughly bipedal. Sometimes they use like their front limbs as well.
This is like the apocalypse.
Ew.
Yeah, it's the whole on apocalypse. At the moment, your house is dark. You don't think that anyone's home. You know, which is not uncommon. Your parents run around to do all the stuff. You know where your mom is. Your mom's
Yeah.
downtown by the Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
Probably still doing shopping. She's just going to shut
Yeah.
out the whole apocalypse thing.
Right.
You're not sure what's going on with your dad.
Okay.
You just rip down the highway towards out of town, which is actually kind of difficult because people are slowly beginning to figure out like we need to not be here. And so those who can get their car are just fleeing the scene. But with some very clever driving, you just start dodging and weaving through cars. This is the most traffic that Rock Creek has seen ever. It's worse than like 3:20 on a school day. So you do some full-on NASCAR F1 driving, manage to make it out onto the highway towards the park. Once again, little lakes, easier to see now. The things that are crawling out of the wake are a variety of things. Some of them appear to just be fully dead people, zombie-esque creatures that are just, the skin is like sloughing off of their bones. You can see the like rotted red of their muscle below as they crawl like up the lake embankment. Others appear to be almost fish-like or like turtle-like, similar to like a kappa
Mermaids
or something. Mermaids, but they're the mermaids that eat people.
We
like actual
love mermaids that eat people. We stand them.
Yeah,
No.
and you can see evidence that people have died here,
Ooh, never
where
mind.
there's like a tackle box that is left unattended and a pole floats in the water. Like, so you're like, well, that's not good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a kid's fishing pole too.
I'm
So-
sure.
Oh,
Why? Why did
Oh
you
my
have to
God.
say? I thought
I'm sure
it. I
they're fine.
didn't say it.
That's right. We
Gosh.
Aaron Cleverhead kills kids. Woo!
Whoa. Hey.
Wow.
Sound bite?
No!
You drift the car onto a more dirt road that leads into the woods. You know where you need to stop, get out, and move into the woods because there's not going to be any road. You do so. I'm not. Could one of you roll a survival check with advantage? Preferably someone who's good at
Probably
survival.
not Sam. I would imagine.
I have okay
with Clara.
survival.
Yeah, I'd imagine
I
Clara.
got a
'cause
+5 to
she's
survival.
been
Okay,
here.
I guess Elliot is probably better.
Maybe
than me.
Clara can help because Clara has gone to this.
Yeah.
Wait,
Clara,
has
do you
ever
have-
gone to this
What
location?
do you have for survival, Claire?
+2.
Oh. Yeah, I'm
So
gonna take
let's give it to
Okay.
Elliot with advantage. Clara, you're looking for locations that you know. Like you're like, does this tree look familiar? Does this tree look familiar?
Non-nat 20.
Oh yeah. You pull up in your mind where it is. You remember maps in Grant's room that he has up, where there are pins marked. And you think back and you're like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is where we are. You zero in on that map, and you start moving through. Sure enough, after about, yes, Grant.
I was just going to pin down for aesthetics. Is this approaching dusk? It's been a long day. I was
Yes,
just
it is.
curious.
It is approaching.
That's how I picture it in my head. It's
evening
like
time, like
it's dimming.
late afternoon, early evening.
Okay, approaching golden
we're
hour.
not. Yeah, we're
Gotcha.
not hitting golden hour yet, but we're
Gotcha.
getting there.
Okay, continue.
You navigate through the forest, and you keep walking and walking and walking until eventually it gets to the point where this is forest that people haven't touched. It is trees that have not had hands that use them for balance. There are unbroken sticks on the ground. Animals, clear evidence of them having been here uncorrupted by human hands.
Elliot trips and catches himself on a tree.
Yep. It's strong. It's rough. It's a lot of oak and cotton trees at the
Oh, cool.
moment.
The drama.
But it also gets like eerily quiet. It's those
Ooh.
forests. If you've ever been in deep forest,
Mm-hmm.
where you're like, it isn't that there aren't living creatures here. It's that there's so much empty space and we're so far away from anything that is alive that if there was sound, it gets drowned out in silence. Like
That's
any small
terrifying.
creature, any small creature moving about, you're not going to hear it.
That's when the cryptids get you, and it's not good.
it's peak cryptid hour.
Yeah, and as we round the corner, we actually see a broken bridge.
A broken
where-
bridge.
with the riddle.
no.
And off the distance,
Gosh darn it.
we see a Sasquatch wearing a T-shirt saying "Welcome to camp, kids."
And then it
And a
mauls you
little-
to death.
And a
Not even
little
subtle.
Loch Ness monster with a little backpack.
It turns into
And then
a big Loch
Mothman
Ness
emerges. Myth.
This
monster.
is just not even subtle
Myth,
Myth,
anymore.
the
Your
moth,
death.
the legend.
If you guys
There's
want to know what we're
Mothman
talking
cameo
about,
at
check
the
out
end.
Lydia's side series, Camp Cryptid. We did it a little bit ago. definitely go check that out. Leave a like. Also, leave a comment if you came from this
my
stream to
goodness.
that.
The ultimate
Anyway.
crossover, CJ and NJ.
Truth. We just need to have a compilation of or
Gosh
like a
darn it.
get together of all characters with
Okay,
a
okay.
J in their name, played by Drew.
I
Like
wanna-
it's like those
wanna
Marvel
get to the
posters
train
with all the
car.
heroes.
Yeah, we got
but
it.
it's
We
just-
got it.
I'm so excited.
You
Gosh,
for the first time in a while, it's about once you get to that like peak like empty forest, it takes around 5 to 10 minutes of just walking to get to where you need to go. But eventually, after those 5 to 10 minutes pass, you do see through a break in the trees kind of a rusted red box that you would assume to be a train car. It is sunk into the ground at about a 45-degree angle, making just a triangle of the box that you can see as the lower, much over half of it has been sunk into the ground.
Wow.
You break into the clearing. There is a small, almost like marshy pond. Like it's very scummy, very like covered in algae and moss and stuff. But there's like little frogs and toads that hop around. It is also at a somewhat higher elevation than the surrounding, kind of a hill that you are on. Where would you all like to go?
How big is the pond?
How big is the pond? It is. What's a good descriptor for this? It is not. It's hard to even call it a pond. It's more of like a pooling of water from like a tricklet that stems off of a river.
So
It's a
the
puddle.
reason for my question is, could I jump it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's like for you, yes, you could jump it.
Could
It's
Clara jump it?
just on the edge of your jumping distance.
It's like
I
we
would
get
say.
to the train car and Ellie's just like, "Hey guys, watch this," and just like jumps over. Like, Sam. I guess Sam will pipe up. We'll get this thing going. Sam will say, "Okay, we're here. Clara, you said this was in a dream or something?"
Yeah. No, this is it. This is like weird. Like everything we experience is weird, but this is like weird.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Do you think there's anything like in there, like that we should be worried about?
I don't think worried about. I want to. I need to see what's in there.
Well, I said we find out what's in there, and Elliott's gonna jump the pond to the
The rest of you can just like go around.
Yeah, Claire's just gonna go around.
Hey, nice jump.
But Elliot leads. Clara, as he jumps over the water, your heart does stutter a bit. Not because of anything that Elliot's doing, but like if he was just jumping over like a hurdle, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But this is just on the edge of too much water for you.
Oh,
Like a
Okay.
giant hand reaches up and grabs Elliot and slams him into
Just
the
you know,
slams
water.
into the ground.
that
pulls you
is
into the pond.
just like when the island of Metronui rose up and rebuilt itself as the
Yes,
Matoran maintaining
Yes.
the internal monologue within it.
It's
and
like-
it rose up and then it fought.
I'm sorry. Did you just
But
say they
it's-
maintained the internal monologue?
I did
I'm
say
okay
that.
with
Go,
that.
go.
It's very, very quiet. Pretty much nobody can like hear it, but when Elliot does jump, she's like, "Oh, careful!" Like,
Please tell me there's this, once he jumps over, you can just see like a fin or like some snake looking thing just curl out of the
You
water.
don't see a
And
fin or a
submerge.
snake, but you do see Elliot look over to Claire and wink in the middle of the jump.
Whoa, what?
Not like that.
Not like a
because
saucy
be
wink,
careful.
but a like, haha, I've got it wink.
Yeah.
Like an anime thing.
It's a real Grant move. All right.
The apple doesn't fall far
also,
from the
CJ,
tree.
I sent you a message over Zoom. Over Zoom.
You are consumed by visions of fire.
No, yeah, the forest person's flame. Are you heading towards the train car, I'd assume?
yeah.
Yeah, all of us. I'll let Clara lead.
You, Elliot, a little ways in front because you leaped the pond. The
if
rest
there's any
of
like
you,
to them, I'll like give them a hand and help them up into the train car so they don't have to get any through.
yeah, I mean, it's the end of the train car is level with the ground, so like it's a perfect triangle. So you don't need to like pull them into it or anything.
Illuminati confirmed. Sorry.
We're never gonna get to know what's in this train car.
I'm also waiting
Is
for.
there a
I'm like,
log
how
with a
long can I
name
stall
etched in it?
for Drew's response to my question?
Sorry.
Hey Drew, what's your response to the question? You should just tell all of us.
But you, actually, what is everyone's passive perception?
20.
See perception.
20.
You have
Clara.
a +10 to perception? What the heck?
Clara, the first thing that you notice, so just a couple more descriptors of your surroundings. So next to that little pond area, there is also a tree stump. And you can see on that tree stump that has been carved into the bark is the name Sawyer Blakely. The second thing that you notice, as you kind of round the corner into the into the train car, is you notice almost buried amidst like mulch, the edge of a tin box. That's roughly like larger than book sized.
Okay. Can I
Almost
go
like a
over to it?
lunchbox size. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to get it. I like my things.
100%. You kind of dig away at the like old leaves and dirt that have slowly began to cover the box. And you uncover it is literally just like an old-fashioned tin lunchbox.
Does it have Superman on the front of it?
No, you can't tell. It's too old of a box to tell what was at one point in time on it. But it doesn't have a lock or anything. It's just kind of a matte, kind of bluish, reddish, purplish box that is made of tin.
I want to open it.
Great. You and manage to pop the lid open and the hinge squeaks. Inside is the first thing, biggest thing in the box. It's just a gun.
Ooh.
It's a custom made revolver.
Is it a
That
Winchester?
you do see has the signature BW.
Bev Winchester.
And then on the other
Lightning
side,
pistol!
the other side of the pommel hilt, I don't remember, the butt of the gun, I guess. It says to my friend Sawyer Blakely.
Aw.
Cute.
Is it magic? Does it shoot lightning?
Guys, I just got a gun.
Wait,
That's
what?
both beautiful
I
and
will
terrible.
tell you, you are not proficient in guns.
Oh no, I'm not.
She picks it up and she picks it up kind of like you know when you like hold it that way and you're like not even holding it. Yeah, exactly.
You're like,
Oh, okay. Let's not play with that. Okay.
What do I?
Here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, well, it's probably too old to even work anyways,
okay,
right?
CJ, we'll come over. Can I?
Takes out all the bullets.
He takes it. He checks to see if it's loaded.
it is completely loaded.
Okay.
It is all rounds. You can actually see there's also like a box of rounds in the box as well.
Uh-huh. Is there a safety pin?
No, there's no
Know how to
safety.
use
There's no
this?
safety.
course not.
I cock it back into place. I pull back the hammer and I fire it in the air.
What? Ah!
Yeah, you are in like a metal box when you
Whoa,
shoot it.
oh, yeah.
well, is it, wait,
I
it's-
should have
oh,
thought
it's-
about that.
Well, if,
Give
oh, I
that
thought
to
we
me.
I thought
What
we
are
were
you
still standing
doing?
like outside. I'm sorry.
Either way, it still resonate within the box.
Yeah, and so you're like, oh, I kind of
Oh,
forgot that we were in a
no
metal
more
box.
shooting
for a second.
that.
Okay,
more
that's gonna
shooting.
ring
Maybe
for a
save the
while.
bullets.
Does it shoot lightning though?
It's hard to tell. The bullet's really fast. But yes,
I wanted to make
it is
sure it
a
worked.
fully functioning. And you do think you make a quick Arcana check for me.
Ooh. You're an artificer. You're good at that.
Arcana,
That's your thing.
That's a 21.
Nice.
You can see. So this is first of all a custom built 6-shooter revolver.
Ooh, 6-shooter. Heck yeah.
It is one of the ones that you I mean as you would you have to crack open the whole thing, like it flips open and then you reload like a whole new, I want to say cartridge, but I feel like that's wrong. I'm not proficient in gun knowledge, I apologize. But there is like a carved walnut grip.
Nice.
And you can see just peeking out from under the walnut, you can see evidence of like arcane script. So you do think that this is magical in some way, shape, or form. It's hard to tell exactly what it is. You would have to take off the walnut or shoot something and then see the effects.
If we have the time for it, I'll begin the process of casting Identify.
Yeah, you have the time for it, and I will get you the information as to what that gun does when I have it written down.
Great.
Aaron and I give magic items the exact same way.
Hey, all I know is that CJ was like, yeah, I would love to be proficient in guns, but I need a gun. I'm like, how can I get him a gun? Yes, Clara.
So that was like kind of in an odd place. Am I able to investigate around a bit more and see if there's anything else that's been kind of like left behind?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
While
Can I
she's
help?
doing that, can I like, is the side door to the cart open?
No, that part is buried underground. It is a steep drop that descends into darkness, and you think it has been like kind of filled with earth as well.
Okay, so there's no way to get into the cart then.
You can get into the train car, but
Okay.
only down to a certain level.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get into it and I'll take out my phone with the phone flashlight and just start looking through it while they're looking around outside. I was going to use magic, and then I realized that I don't have all of my cantrips written down. I just have the one important one, which is Eldritch Blast, and that's not helpful.
That's all you need. That's the only one
Clara,
that's
you're
important.
looking around inside too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
So
realize
you,
were inside
maybe
the
he
cart.
can.
I'm sorry. I thought you were looking
Maybe he can
outside.
grant
Sorry.
advantage or something with the light.
Elliot, I will get to what you see. Clara, what did you get on your investigation?
That means
23?
I see a monster.
23. Well, I mean, first of all, you would know better than I would what Sawyer had on the inside of this train car. I will say that you do find like almost like taped to the walls of the train car, there are like drawings and little art pieces and like things that she would doodle on while she was
Pictures of
there.
Grant with little hearts.
Still inside of that little tin box, at the very bottom, you also find what appears to be a journal of like kind of a dream journal of sorts.
Okay.
What else do you think Sawyer would have in here?
So Sawyer is very much, it's like maximalism, right? Like there's minimalism and then there's maximalism. And Sawyer's the maximalism end.
Yes,
So
fill it
this-
with stuff.
there is a lot of stuff. Nothing really like, everything's just kind of weird and useless.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, it's just weird looking and like weird trinkets and like there's animal bones and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
There's some
Um,
homemade dream catchers and wind chimes.
It's just like, yeah, it's just a collection of a lot of just very like
Things.
strange and unusual things that Sawyer's
What?
happened to collect over time.
I need the details of the artwork. I want to know what shoes she's collecting. I want to know what's on the bookshelves.
No.
Elliot
not
is sitting there.
like
He's
Elliot.
like, "Where are all the shoes?"
Well, and DJ, I can tell you what
there
the fan
is-
art is. You know, it's just of Crowbar, of course.
Well,
Yeah.
there is art of a lot of like scenes that had played out in like season 1. The characters.
Is there any art of Jared?
There is.
Who?
but
There is art that you do not recognize.
Yeah, I was just curious
someone.
that it's
Yeah,
like the
there
spell
would-
like erased him from history or something. So
But since it
No,
was
Sawyer-
Sawyer's art,
Sawyer was
then maybe
very-
she was still familiar with him, so it stayed around.
what were you saying, Lydia? Sorry.
Sawyer was very adamant about trying to keep memory of Jared.
Mhm.
people. If you want to know who Jared is, so do we. Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah. As for you, Elliot.
Oh.
As you turn on your flashlight towards the deeper end of the train car, the light does not go through. Like you don't see ground.
Yep, that's
You can like
okay.
feel ground. Like you know that there is dirt down there and it does end, but you can't. The light hits like a flat ocean of darkness.
Yes, Clara.
When you do this, and you shine your flashlight over there, Clara will follow, and she'll be like, "Okay, I'm gonna go down there. Anybody have like rope or something?"
CJ, that's kind of your thing.
CJ has one.
Yeah. CJ walks over with.
Do we
from
need
his-
rope,
from
or
his
can we?
bag.
Is it just?
Oh
gentle
no,
hop on
I'm
the
just
slope?
tying it around my waist, and then I'm gonna go.
Oh, in
down
case you
and-
disappear into a void.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Hey.
Okay, I see. Smart enough.
Aaron, with our experience, would this potentially be a rift to the in between? And if
That's a good
so,
question.
how
I'm gonna
would
tell
we
you right
check?
now, this is absolutely in between stuff.
Okay, and we know.
Yeah, you can actually feel it, Sam.
Okay.
Like it
Sam
is
pipes up.
pulling to you.
Sam pipes up and says, "Okay, yeah, you can tie off, but just so you all know, I'm getting some weird feelings, and I'm pretty darn certain this is our way into the in between."
Are you getting your funny
Anything
bone
could
tingle?
happen.
The funny bone tingle that you always get when there's in between stuff in your hair?
Yes, it doesn't feel good. That's how I know.
Actually,
Do-
Sam, could you make a perception check for me?
Okay.
Oh no. Something's
Do
about
we
to come
want
through the in-between
me to go
and murder
first?
us.
Just
But what if it's Sawyer? What if Sawyer's on the other side?
then
That's
you,
interesting.
How about you could? I mean, I'm just thinking for safety wise, it might be a good idea for me to go first in case it's not Sawyer on the other side. And then if it is Sawyer on the other side, you can be right behind me. Does that sound good? Or otherwise, like I'm totally down for you to go first. I don't want you to get eaten by a Jack-in-the-Box centipede.
Well, the Jack in the Box centipede was out over that way.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying.
I got a 12.
Well, could you also make a religion check?
Yay!
So, anyway, like I'm saying,
I love religion
I
checks.
don't want to like stop you from going first
DM.
if you really want to go first. But like,
DM.
Yeah, CJ.
Since canonically speaking, CJ has a in between rift reader. Can he pull
Yeah.
that out and see if he can analyze to see if something like maybe to get
Make
a sense of what's on the other
tinkerer's
side?
check.
Okay, great.
Grant, you're looking very like Rumpelstiltskin. I'm gonna steal your baby vibes.
I got a number 19 on that
Is
religion.
19 good enough for you?
Please.
Well,
Jeez, look at how cute
the
his face
first
is.
thing is you're like, I'm getting some weird vibes. So you do what you always do, is you go and you look for omens. So you
Yes.
step out, you look at the
Oh.
sky.
Of course.
It is still raining. It is
He looks like a hound dog with a sniffer, just like looking around for whatever he can
so
see.
the clouds are just a slate, flat, gray void. So you aren't able to make out any omens, which, to be fair, is already not a good sign in itself. But the raindrops have turned from those big, fat, like quarter-sized drops into like almost sharp blades, like the really fast, cold ones that like hit you and feel like needles.
Do
Sam grimaces, but he continues looking. Yeah, sure.
do these raindrops just keep falling on our heads? Do they just keep falling?
Well, I think you guys are all in the train car, right?
Anyway, so you can hear it. Sounds like it's one of my favorite sounds in the world, just being inside of a large metal box while it rains.
100%.
And so small streams of water are beginning to form over the lip of the train car and run towards that void. Sam, you're like, it's fine. I can look other places for this. And you see like a pile of leaves and a pile of branches, maybe some animal bones. And you look at it and you get a bad feeling.
From the leaves?
Well, just better. You like see them as it's similar to like reading the bones or something like that.
Oh,
You are
noticing
it means something.
like-
how it's laid out.
Yeah, and you literally see bad omens in this stuff as the rest of you are journeying towards the darkness. What are you all like what's your order that you decided on? Claire first or Elliot?
I mean, are you going for it? Do you want me to? I want to go first. I'm
Aaron,
okay.
Because Clara's like currently
Yeah,
wrapping
I'm
the
like-
rope around her.
I'm like,
I
I'm
got,
already tied in.
I got a 29
do I
by
just
the
jump?
way in my
Do I
on
do
my
it?
tinker's check.
29. You know for a fact that the in between is on the other side of this.
Okay.
All right,
Do I
fine.
get, and I don't get any other readings as to, like, maybe what is immediately beyond it, like if there's
Probably a
creature or-
mirror version of this.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Can I go, please?
first, but CJ, I'm just letting you know, I'm gonna be right behind her. So, hold on to the rope, and I just grab the rope and just like pushing Clara.
I pull out
Okay,
Vincent.
whoa.
Mm-hmm.
And
Vincent, our boy.
I activate Vincent, and I tell him to to hold on tight to the rope.
He does his little dance and claps his hands together like a cymbal monkey, and then grabs hold of the rope. Clara, you move into the darkness. As she gets out of view, like it is descending into like impenetrable darkness. The top of her head goes below, which this is now farther than the length of the train car. The rope goes slack.
Yep.
I go in.
Elliot's right behind her.
What, wait.
Yep.
When right as that happens, Sam just walks back in the train car and says, "Yep, well, I just saw a bad omen, so maybe we should hold off and going to."
You walk back in
You let her go.
as the rope goes slack. Elliot jumps into the hole. CJ, you scoop up Vincent and sprint in. And Sam's like, Sam, you enter to an empty train car. And you're like, so guys, but
Guys?
Um,
Oh no!
do you enter into the in between stuff?
I cast the cleric shield of faith spell.
That's a good
Sounds
one.
good. Bonus
Gives
action
me a
plus
+2
2.
to bonus action spell.
Yeah,
and-
AC.
No,
That's the
it is
word.
a bonus
Plus 2 to,
spell that
plus 2 to
gives
AC.
you a plus 2 to
and
AC.
then I go and I like cast it really fast. I'm like, okay, you got this. Goes in.
So-
What's there?
Sam,
Sam.
you enter, and
All your
Watch
friends are
us all be impaled by a scorpion on the other side.
it's perfect.
Just three dead
scorpions, one for
friends.
each. You don't enter too late behind them. Like it's literally you enter the train car as the tail end of CJ enters into the darkness. So you're like, oh god. So you just run in immediately afterwards. You can see them ahead of you as they are like walking through this darkness, soundless and empty. No sound of footsteps or anything. You can feel almost like vines or like tentacles, things wrapping around them. And they start to move towards you and creep up like toward like starting at your ankles towards your shins. But as they make contact with you, something forces them to stop. And you break free. The rest of them, in your mind's eye, are almost entombed in this twisting bramble of darkness.
Is this like a physical experience or is it a vision?
Oh,
Like,
it's hard to tell. You can't tell if you can actually see or if you are blind and this is all in your mind. Who do you go to first?
Okay. Who would he go to first? He would probably. Honestly, that's a hard decision. Okay, so they're all getting enveloped
We
in
are.
vines.
It's okay.
And
It's
in
okay,
a
Greg.
split
We already-
second, he has to choose who he goes after.
Go to Elliot. That's just what I'm hoping for. This has no influence on what the outcome will be.
Pick your favorite.
Go after his favorite. Okay, so on one hand we have
Elliot
CJ.
gave you a really nice compliment before you left here.
Elliot is your sugar daddy in a way.
Okay, so this is why I'm thinking this, but Clara has a history of being possessed by the in-between, and that is very concerning to Sam now that we are here, particularly with Clara. Yes, CJ has this fire stuff, but there's no fire going on.
Oh, I don't
And since Clara had a connection to this boxcar, that's his first thought, is something's after Clara. He's gonna go after Clara.
I see how you are. Okay, all right.
Of course.
You know?
Leave him for dead.
Everybody's trying to take my girl.
Hey, everybody's up for dead, okay?
Everybody's up for dead.
Also,
Sam will
Sam
sacrifice
doesn't-
anybody.
Sam, you know,
You move through this dark forest towards the like cocoon of dark brambles that is enfolding Clara.
Can I point out too that Sam in this moment isn't, now that he's in between, he doesn't look frantic, he looks determined and like focused.
Oh yeah,
Just pointing that out.
You actually feel almost like revived. You feel revitalized in this
Jungle
space.
drums in the background.
Yes. And as you move your hand towards those brambles, you notice that you are not in the form of Sam. You are in your base form, your stark white skin, almost like milky white and like effervescent. You can tell that whatever identity that you had as Sam is stripped away here.
Do I still feel like Sam? Do I still think like Sam?
Yeah, you are Sam. But
Okay,
you know that whatever you are, the facade that you have put on up until this point in time visually is not present here.
Okay, his demeanor drops a bit. And as he's reaching out, he actually hesitates a bit and he tries to put Sam back on more than once. He tries. And
Sam cannot,
I'm assuming it doesn't work.
Nope.
Okay, he curses in Abyssal and then starts ripping away the brambles.
The moment you lay your hands on the brambles, you are almost teleported. You open your eyes and you are in Rock Creek. It is a cloudy day. It is windy. There is no movement in Rock Creek. There are no lights on. There are cars on the side of the road. But overall, there is nothing here. I'm going to cut over to Clara. Clara, it is your birthday today.
Oh,
You are turning 75.
Happy 75th birthday, Clara.
You
We're all
woke
dead.
up this morning. You are going about your regular routine. Today is a grave digging day because there are still a lot of bodies that need to be put in the ground. What do you do? How do you go about your day?
What does this what?
Oh, that's the. Do you want more information? What questions do you have?
What is this? Where am I?
You're in Rock Creek. Right now. You're probably around your house. The lake placidly moves beneath the wind. As you step outside of your front door, much of the streets and roads have been destroyed at this point in time. You look to your right where the graveyard is that you have filled to capacity and then started just expanding beyond it. As far as the eye can see, as soon as you leave your front door, there are gravestones. To your right, you can see the last bodies that were buried in the graveyard were your parents.
To Clara and Sam, and I assume the others, does it feel like an abrupt switch, or are we like enveloped in this life and its memories?
Clara,
Do you know
you've
what I mean?
lived this life for 50 years.
So it doesn't feel like we just came from the train car.
For Sam, it does.
Oh, okay.
Sam, you have no idea what's
now
going
that's
on.
clarified. Okay.
Clara,
gotcha.
you are fully alone. You have not seen another living creature for almost 40 years.
Dang. Okay. Well, Clara's going to probably just tend to the graves that are there, even though there's so many.
Fantastic. It is a full day, and sometimes you have to skimp on like some of the graves that you're like, I don't really like these people. And you're
have
old,
your
right?
favorites.
You have that right. But you go over some of your favorite gravestones do get a little bit of special care. Namely, there is, of course, your parents. You take care of those. There are the gravestones of your friends that are buried next to each other: Elliot, CJ, Sam. You also do a double take. You go towards names that are familiar to you, but are not. You didn't know them as well in life. You knew there is Grant, Sawyer, basically the whole group of season 1 cast that you have eventually buried. Yeah, and so you go about your daily. You have to. It's roughly a 3-mile walk of tending to gravestones.
Wow, nice.
The entirety of Rock Creek is buried on this land.
Wow.
So you go about your regular day. You make sure to water. You have planted mint all across the grounds. The power of the smell is like almost overwhelming. But for you, you're pretty used to it by now. It's not that big of a deal. Sam, can I assume that you are like, what are you doing?
At first, he looks confused and flustered. He looks around at his surroundings. Is it different than Rock Creek is normally, or is it quiet? Like, what's the scene? Where am I?
It is Rock Creek. You are currently situated. Oh, geez. Let's see. Where would you be? You are actually located on top of the hill where the water tower would be.
Okay.
You can see some cars move to the side of the highways and stuff like that. Make a perception check.
Will do.
Perception.
Ooh, that's really good. 25.
25. Yeah, you scour. The main change that you do see is on that water tower. If you look to where that kind of center road is that you're on, you trace it to the right, you can see what look to be small stones, gravestones that have been put up. To your left, they are few and far between, as there is less open buriable ground.
And does he think he's in the in-between?
Could
I do some sort of...
You are.
Okay,
you think this may be an effect of the in-between, but this does not. It is not dusk or dawn there, so you don't think that you're like in
it's
the
just
traditional.
gray sky. So okay, Sam paces in a circle, like hands on his head, and he says, "Okay, think. Okay, what just happened? We know they're in between. Am I under spell? Incense. He just starts doing his basic things to appease the in between, just to get his stuff together.
Say, Sam, you do not look like Sam. You also don't look like your base form.
What?
You can look like either of those, like anything other than those.
Okay.
You look like Elliot.
Yeah, that's literally what I was gonna say. Is he?
You also
he
cannot look
the
like
last
anyone
thing he
that you
changed
know.
to. What the heck? Like even celebrities, like
you could theoretically turn into
synonymous.
someone else that you've seen. You cannot turn into any member of the Homestead Society, anyone that has been played by a player, or an NPC.
Interesting.
Because we're all dead or hunted from whatever's hunting us. I understand. I see what game you're playing at, Aaron.
Okay, so he just turns into let me think of somebody how about like a fictional character, like
Fantastic.
Harry Potter or something.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
turn into Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, Daniel
Um,
Radcliffe out of character. Like I look like Daniel Radcliffe,
Yeah.
not Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe. That's
yeah,
funny.
you are you like current Daniel Radcliffe or like Harry Potter Daniel Radcliffe?
He's older. He's older. Daniel Radcliffe. This
Okay,
is,
so
33.
Yeah,
so like,
so
he's
you're
older.
in the phase of Daniel Radcliffe where he just starts to do weird movies.
Yes. Yeah. And then he's
Yeah.
like, Daniel Radcliffe. I mean, good looking, but okay,
Could be better.
that's messed
Daniel
up.
Radcliffe, you want to hop on the stream? Let us
Yeah,
know.
shout out to Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh,
Dude,
come
Daniel
on now.
Radcliffe, I could see it.
Moving
Um,
on.
Play D&D, I'm sure.
Joining our show.
So yeah, I mean not full on, but he would do a guest, I'm sure. But you go through your regular incense stuff. You're like purifying the air. You break out some of the little sticks, light them, stick them in the ground. You're doing everything that you can. The illusion or whatever this is not dissipating. But you do feel a kind of sense of calm as you're like, I feel slightly safer. You also, still with your 25 perception, do notice very vaguely in the distance something is moving amidst the gravestones.
Okay. Can I roll insight or not insight, like investigation or something, or perception to try to make
you
out
have
what
a
this
25
is?
perception. This is too far away for you to say with your naked eye.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, noted. Not gonna go that way. Okay. So going in between. He's going through it in his head.
That's
he's
the
like,
opposite answer, Grant. That's the opposite answer.
wait, not going towards the moving thing in this strange landscape? I mean, Claire. Oh, you think it's Clara? I mean, that makes sense. Oh gosh. I mean,
I love
metagaming-
Grant's thought process. It's like Clara does her regular routine of cleaning the gravestones, and like you see something moving amidst the gravestones, and
You see
Grant goes,
gravestones,
"Nah, I'm not
and
going
then
that way."
something
You
moving
appeared in
amongst
this
them.
place when you touched Clara.
Okay, in Sam's defense, you know what I mean. This is meant. Okay,
It's fair.
I'm gonna do it.
I will tell you with your 25, you do think that it is humanoid.
Okay, that's
Oh.
enough.
Okay, that's
He
a little
says
better.
somebody else is here. That's good news. And he prepares some, make sure everything is in order, like
Yeah.
for spells, and he puffs out his chest and he starts walking, and then he changes himself into he makes himself look like I don't know. So you can continue,
Morgan
I guess.
Freeman.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Arcane.
No,
You switch through a couple
that's a
of
little
famous celebrities.
sus.
You're like, no, not Morgan Freeman. How about Chris Evans?
I can't
no.
think of any like generic funny person to be. He
You
looks
end
like
up
he-
settling.
Ooh, he looks like the guy who played Wesley in
Yes,
The
I
Princess
would not
Bride.
be able to tell
Yes.
you his name.
he looks like Wesley.
Heck
He
yeah.
has the outfit and everything. That's good. I like it.
Are you
And
Dread
Sam
Pirate
is proud
Roberts
of himself.
Wesley?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
like,
is,
okay.
100%.
absolutely. And he smiles and he's like, nice. He keeps going.
So you
And he starts saying, as you wish to himself.
you do the whole roll down the hill thing. You
I
end up
do.
being like, as
That
you
is a
wish.
long hill,
Um,
actually,
it is a long
in
hill.
this part of town. Yeah.
But you make your way cautiously towards
Just-
the graveyard that has just sprawled out from a central area. You notice that the gravestones, as you get closer to them, as they are on the outskirts, are basically just repurposed stone. Like these are not. They're very rough and hewn. Some of them are just rocks that have been like had hand carved words chiseled into them. As you get farther into them, they get to be more like, oh, these are like actual gravestones. Just from, I guess, Clara, you would know that you don't know how to make gravestones, so eventually you ran out. So you just had to use whatever was at hand. Sam, you approach the figure. It appears to be an elderly woman who is tending to the gravestones.
Okay. So he's kind of stealthed closer, and as he sees an elderly woman, Clara, you hear him say something that you've heard him say like 1,000,001 times. He says, I'm not here to harm you. I'm just passing through. And you see Wesley from The Princess Bride standing there with his hands up, looking like innocent, I guess, in a sense.
DM.
This is the first in roughly 40 years. It's hard to know immediately whether or not A, you are just so old that you're going crazy. B, this is something that somehow remains from the in-between that is going to kill you and take your bones. Or C, this is the first living creature that you've seen in 40-some years.
Are you alive, dead, or in between?
I'm alive. I mean, are you alive, dead, or in between?
I'm alive.
Good. That's good. Okay. Are there more people that are alive? No? Drat. Okay.
Who are
Weird.
you?
Oh, my name's Sam. I was just with this, I was investigating the in-between. This town was the law of... I can never remember it. Causality. The law of causality was breaking, so I came to the in-between. I don't know if are we in the between? I can't tell. My friends, they're stuck in the in-between or something. I don't know. And now I'm here, so... everything's going wrong.
She's slowly approached, and is just getting closer and is just, squinting more and more and getting closer and closer.
Okay. Keep your distance.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
You can never know with the in-between.
You're really alive?
I think so. I mean, I'm breathing. I'm not myself, though. I mean, literally, I can't look like myself. Oh, it's complicated.
How are you alive?
I just told you, I just stepped in the in-between and ended up here. I don't know what's happening. Do you know a way out of here, maybe? Back to where I was? Okay, do you know where we are? Let's start there.
Rock Creek.
Okay, that's good. Is this, real life Rock Creek? Or is this, parallel dimension in between weird Rock Creek that you happen to get stuck in? That happens sometimes, you know.
This isn't the in-between.
What? How?
What did
could
you say
I-
your name was?
Oh, okay. Sam, could I roll an insight check, please, on Clara?
Absolutely roll an insight check.
Grant
Actually,
knows what's
both
going
of you
on.
can.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's good.
Also,
and is insight a wisdom skill?
Yes.
Okay. 15.
15?
Insight, dirty 20.
Okay. First off, Sam, you notice some... You are struggling to put this together. The thing that is distracting you most is this certain parts of this woman remind you of Clara. You can tell that her hair was once red. She still has that same speckles of freckles and stuff. In fact, her hair still has some red bits in it, but a lot of it has grayed. She seems to be wearing Clara's style in some ways. The way that she talks, the way that she moves, very Clara-esque. Clara, you recognize that, first of all, this person seems to be telling the truth. They are alive, but your mind almost clashes because you know Sam is dead. Sam died when the law of causality was broken, and you went to the in-between, and then almost none of you made it out. You were the only one, and you were not able to stop whatever was in there. You never even got to see what it was. The only thing you managed to do was get their bodies out, or whatever was left of them. And then as you hunkered in your home safely, the world burned around you.
Hey, quit taking my backstory.
She is kind of like tearing up a little bit.
Well, hey, okay. I know this is probably a lot. Seems like you haven't seen somebody in a while. I think I know where we have to go, though. Have you heard of the Patterson Farm?
Yeah.
I think we need to go there. If there's any chance at whatever's going on, maybe the Doulahan can help. And then he says, by the way, are you related to Clara? Clara Donnelly? You kind of look like her. Am I going crazy?
I am Clara Donnelly.
Sam just like looks around like behind him like he doesn't quite believe it, and he's trying to like make sense of it. What? No, you're not Clara. No, I just saw Clara.
Where
Look,
did
the
you
in-between can do weird things. Don't you remember the train car? If you are Clara, what's going on?
You're Sam.
Yes, I'm Sam. I can't turn into me.
She just
Look.
immediately hugs you.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Hey. And he hugs Clara back. She's like, it's okay. Look, the in-between, it's erratic and strange and confusing. You look good, but older. I don't know what you've been through, but I just got here. And he releases the hug and he says, we'll figure this out. We gotta get to the Patterson farm. Are you sure the others aren't here? And he looks at you intently, kind of expecting you to say yes or no.
Show him my grave.
Sam, everything's gone.
Everything?
Everyone's gone. Even you.
What?
And I am gonna start trying to like guide him over to my friends' graves.
Absolutely. Sam, you are led by Clara back towards the Donnelly home. The graves here number in the thousands. They get thicker as you move towards the house, to the point where there's almost no gap between tombstones at some point in time. And each one has painstakingly a name carved into it by hand.
Did you do all of this? Alone?
I had to. It's just me.
I'm so sorry. Continue,
I am
Aaron.
too.
Oh.
You make it to the house, and as you look into where the graveyard, normally like the actual graveyard would be, the fence has rusted and fallen and bent. The gravestones are, for the most part, immaculately maintained, though. Almost obsessed over the closer you get towards the house. And you do see differentiating the ones that have been the most taken care of. There are 5 main tombstones that have been religiously maintained, which are Clara's parents, Jody and William. And then there's one for Sam, one for CJ, one for Elliot.
Sam immediately looks at it and almost looks angry, and he says, "No, this can't be real. It's got to be a vision or something. The in-between is playing with our heads. Clara, we've got to be okay." And he just starts, he like drops to his knees next to his grave, and he starts digging into his grave to prove that Sam is not dead.
Please pull up your body.
And he just digs with his hands until he can't. Even if Clara's telling him to stop, he just keeps digging. And he keeps saying, "I'm alive, I swear." Dig, 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 dig.
She at first tries to stop him, but then just like lets him.
Yeah, and he looks visibly angry too. Not at you, just, you know.
You dig and dig and dig and dig. And it gets to the point where like these are like, first of all, they're professionally dug graves. Clara knows how this works. These are like 6 feet deep, so it takes a while. You do actually find like an old shovel nearby, and just dig as Clara stands forlornly to the side. It begins to rain those same sharp blade-like drops. As you dig in the rain, thunder begins to roll and lightning begins to arc, dancing across the sky, until eventually your shovel hits wood.
Boom. He just looks up, almost like scared at Clara. And then he takes the shovel and starts like hitting it into the wood to try to splinter it to get into this coffin.
Absolutely. It takes a couple of hits, but eventually it does as you split through the it's a nice walnut. It was some of the last of the actual coffins that you could find, Clara. You break through and look into your coffin. There is a body.
Is it pale?
Well, it's been 40 years.
Oh, that's true.
And you are not sure, but some part of you tells you that you are looking at whatever remains of you.
Well, clearly Sam's faith just kind of drops. He drops the shovel and kind of staggers back and falls into the mud and crawls back up the bank onto the actual ground. He's like, no, that can't be me. Clara, I'm right here. This is me, I swear. I am Sam, right? The Julie hand. We gotta find somebody.
Sam, Clara. As you kneel there on the ground, Sam, through the sound of the storm, you hear a tuk tuk tuk.
Wait,
the
where?
sound of a hand knocking on wood.
From the coffin?
From where?
Sam, you look over and you see a root cellar.
A root cellar?
Yeah, a root cellar.
Where did the knock come from?
An inclined wooden door that leads to something of a basement.
I thought like it's a man that sells roots. That's literally what I thought.
A root cellar. A root cellar.
I was
Get
like,
your
what?
roots here. I got root beer. I got cane root.
I was like, man, Aaron is doing
You're
some
the best.
fancy symbolism here, whatever's going on.
No, but Clara, you live in a like ranch style house with a basement. You don't have a root cellar.
And I see this too?
Oh yeah, there is an inclined 45-degree wooden door that is lined up where against your house traditionally like a root cellar would be.
That's not mine.
Is there something in your basement?
Not that I'm aware of.
Should we look? What if it's CJ or Elliot?
You stay here. And she's gonna like pick up the shovel. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing she's just going no matter what Sam says.
Mm-hmm.
But Sam is saying things like, "Oh, come on now. What if it's something? What if you know?" And he just can't say it, but you know what he's saying.
Clara, can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Uh-oh.
Does she have disadvantage because she's old and frail?
Nope.
No. I was gonna
Do
say.
I have any soul trinkets on me in my old age?
I think she would have advantage because she's old. Just saying.
Clara, you have, at this point in time, you have found a way. Your entire house is covered in soul trinkets.
Nice.
And I do get advantage. Let's go.
I'm also going to cast.
You should just roll a natural 20.
Well, I rolled a 3 and a 4, so a 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to touch Clara on the shoulder and cast Warding Bond as well.
Fantastic. No damage is dealt, but Clara, the closer you get to this door, you almost feel your lungs close up. Like it is getting harder and harder for you to breathe. And as you get to those wooden doors, you see a lock.
Can I pick the lock?
You can try.
Okay. I used to have these tools.
Yeah, you carry them on you.
Okay, good. Okay.
You needed to have them on you so that way you could get into cars to get people out of them.
Oh god, that's so dark. Okay.
Or their house.
Or their house.
Don't discriminate
stuff like
against,
that.
not
look,
just
Clara.
cars.
It could be any lock.
Yeah.
Hashtag not all locks.
I know there's
It's
something
a
in there.
skeleton key.
If there's something in there and this is a vision, maybe it's worth talking to. But if we're
I
actually
like how
in Rock
Sam's
Creek,
still ranting.
oh yeah, he's freaking out, dude. He just saw his own corpse.
Okay, what
Don't
is
walk
this?
away
This is
from that.
this is
It'll be dexterity plus your proficiency because you're proficient in
Okay.
picking tools.
He's frantically trying to relight his incense
23.
in the rain.
23. This is not a hard lock. But when you go to like get your picks into it, you unlock it. Like it works. It should be open, but the lock does not budge. And just from the other side, you hear tuk tuk tuk. Tuk tuk tuk.
Maybe ask it something.
hello.
Nothing responds to you.
Sam kind of crawls over, like on all fours. He just leaves his incense behind in the rain. And he just kind of says to the seller, next Claire, he says to the seller, we mean no harm, we're just passing through.
As Sam gets closer, you can feel your picks start to turn in the lock.
Ew. Oh, it's not saying
That's a good
anything.
thing, Grant.
Can you make a con save?
No,
Clara?
it's gross.
No, it like as in like she's able to actually like pick the lock and move the tumblers.
Yeah. That makes sense. I was picturing like they were moving
14?
out of her control, like they were moving on their own.
You said
I was like,
14?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you two do? Claire, you can feel like you are almost gasping for breath now. It is hard for you to take a lung full of air.
hey, are you okay?
She's gonna kind of grab Sam and just back away.
Whoa, hey, what if that's our way back? Or what if it's a monster that's gonna eat us? I guess it could be either.
It does not become easier for you to breathe, Clara.
Hey, what's happening? Sam, I guess, helps her probably sit or something.
Clara
can you
is
talk?
gasping for breath right now.
Yeah, I was
like
assuming
doubled
so.
over.
Oh no. He tries casting a healing spell. Like he just quick healing word or something.
No effect.
Nothing. Oh, okay, we gotta get to the Pattersons or something. Dude, did you use an inhaler or something? Like, has this happened before? Gosh. And he just gets the shovel and he just starts bashing on the door, I guess, just trying to open it. I don't know. He's like,
You
"Get us
slam a
back!
shovel
Get us
into.
back!"
You slam a shovel into the wooden door, over and over and over, till eventually you two are like kind of gasping for breath as you're a little worn out. The door remains closed,
Oh,
and then you just
frick.
hear as a hand slams into the door from the other side.
I guess Sam jumps and like falls on his butt.
I hope that wasn't too bad.
No,
for
it
us.
was
That was
flipping awesome.
That was epic, and I heard it from
Your
downstairs.
entire camera shook.
So does your
He looks
reality.
over at Clara. Is there anything?
Not yet. Enough time has not passed for me to ask you to make another Constitution check.
Just open the doors.
Clara,
It is. You're all dead anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was trying to open the doors.
Clara will make her way back, and is just gonna kind of like cling to Sam. She really doesn't want to lose Sam again.
That makes a lot of sense.
But
The lock
basically,
still
anywhere
has Claire's
you
picks in it.
go,
Okay. I guess Sam throws the shovel aside and just says, "Okay, you're gonna have to coach me through this," I guess, or something. I guess he tries to pick the lock, or
The moment your hand touches the lock, it
what? You had
No,
it. You just
there's-
had to pull. Okay, and he just removes the lock, and they back away.
you move the lock, the door slams open, and two dark, watery hands grab you and throw you into the cellar.
As you win. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
As still screaming,
He yells,
you
"Clara!"
open your eyes, and you are back in that darkness. There are two more chrysalises remaining.
So wait,
Clara's
Clara's. Sam looks at his hands. Can't change again. He says, and he notices. Is there like a husk of chrysalis
Yeah, there are
or
like
something?
remnants of brambles on the ground that it's almost like they exploded out, where you have like blood running down your hands that were like white knuckled onto the remaining brambles that are still within your clenched grasp.
Clara's dead. You didn't save her. She got eaten by the
Oh
bugs.
boy. Sam like clenches his fists and unclenches them over and over again. Okay. I get it. And he kind of yells to the darkness. He's like, "I don't know what kind of cruel trick this is, but we're gonna get out of it."
Can you make a history check for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. That's a dirty 20.
You scream that into the darkness, and almost as a memory that is repeated back to you, you hear the voice of the Doulahan. As you asked him a question, "How do I free you?" And he said, "It is not up to you to free me, but it is your job to lead them here."
And I hear that like audibly.
It's
In my
somewhere in
head.
between where you just remember it, but it is like it is from an outside source.
Okay.
Who do you go to next?
He surveys the two husks and he says, "All right, man, you gotta do something about this." And he walks over to Elliot, Chrysalis. He looks over to CJ and he says, "You're next." And he
I wanted
reaches
you
out
to
to
go
the
to
brambles
Elliot.
of Elliot.
Fantastic. You once again rest your hands on the brambles surrounding Elliot. immediately, darkness disappears. You open your eyes. You are in. It is a beautiful day. You are in Nebraska. Elliot, where is your old hometown? Do you know what it is, or do you want me to give you one?
Do you have one?
Yeah, off the top of my head.
Go for it.
You are currently in Plainview.
Nice.
A nice little, like, smaller community. You've been here once or twice, never with Elliot, but you do know that he is from here. There are people around. Like, it's a beautiful, like, sunny day. People are strolling around. They're very like, relatable here. It's just a nice little place. Elliot, how old were you when your parents died?
Oh, let's see. I'm 19 now, and I first started living with my grandma, and then went over to Elliot. So probably like 10 or 11.
You're around 10 or 11. You're just going around doing your daily life kind of deal. Your parents are at home. You're having fun. You're having a good day. You're playing with friends. You are actually like at a friend's house right now, but you're on your way home after like hanging out for the day.
I have friends.
Yeah, you have friends. You're right now. You are a lovable, friendly, kind young boy.
Oh, how things change.
How old
change.
again?
10 or 11.
10 or 11. Sam, once again, you cannot become your form of Sam. You cannot become any of the people that you knew. You are just in another form that is not Sam. Whoever that choose to be, whatever you choose to look like.
Did I know Elliot when we were kids?
No.
Like,
no.
Oh, because he's in Plainview.
Yeah, you only knew Elliot once he started living with Grant. I will say, you do see a young 10 or 11-year-old boy heading home from school that does have some very Elliot features, not from school.
I've seen pictures that Grant has hung up in his
the
house
like two that survived of young Elliot. You see a kid that looks like Elliot when he was a kid heading home.
Okay. Sam's just like, he's a kid? He's a kid?
I'm just a baby.
Okay. Kid. And he thinks to himself, and he turns into the kid from Leave It to Beaver, the old movie.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
For some reason, Devin loves that movie, and so we'd watch it every now and then. But I literally look like the kid from Leave It to Beaver, like the
Fantastic.
remake, not the TV show. And he's like in the little plaid shirt and everything. And he's like, "Hey, Elliot." Just says that to him.
And then I crashed my bike as I
this kid that you have never seen before calls out to you. You like crash your bike into like a chain link fence. You're fine. You're unharmed. There's other than like a couple scrapes and scratches here. But yeah, there's this kid yelling at you from across the street.
Do I know you?
Yeah. Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Although I lifted my bike, I think I dented a wheel. That sucks.
It is also getting pretty late as well. Like it's headed towards evening.
Well, it was nice to see you. I gotta get home. And I start walking my bike.
Wait. He looks both ways across the street and he runs over to Elliot. He's like, "Wait up. Oh, okay. What are you doing? What's
I'm probably gonna go have dinner with Mom and Dad. You wanna come over?
Man, what actually,
yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. Wait, what was your name again?
Sam.
Cool, Sam. You're my best friend now. Come on. I gotta go introduce you to Mom and Dad.
Okay.
Man.
Sam under his breath. This is easy. Yeah.
What a nice 10, 11-year-old.
Yeah, and Sam just says, this is rare.
This is very rare.
Sam just grabs his arm, not crazy or weird. Sam just like grabs his arm and just looks at him seriously and says, "Look, if you hear any knocking, tell me. Okay?
Don't worry. Mom says not to talk to strangers. So, but we're best friends now, so we're not strangers. So we can. It's okay. You can come over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's okay to talk to
How
strangers
old are you
as long
anyways?
as they're the same age as you.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 11.
11? Oh, I'm 10.
You're such a baby. Come on.
Hey.
You two head to Elliot's house. Elliot, you live in a probably lower middle class area of Plainview. Just a simple like 3-bedroom, unfinished basement house.
Yeah.
All right sized living room. You still have one of the like really big tube TVs that you use with like the AV setup and everything. But yeah, you head in. Off the top of my head, I don't know your family's names.
Off the top of my head, I also don't know my family's name.
Your
there's
dad,
Grant.
David Keep, and
David Keep.
your mom, Maria Keep.
Maria. David and Maria.
Your mom is currently home. Your mom is a stay-at-home mom. Your dad is also at home. He got off of work a little while. It's headed towards like 7, and your dad works a normal 9 to 5. And you head home and you open the door. Both of your parents are in the kitchen.
Nice.
They
Are they
appear to
cooking
be
together?
making- yep, they're cooking
Oh my
together.
gosh, that's really awesome.
You see your mom like your dad runs over and like peeks over your mom's shoulder and like dips a spoon and takes a bite. She starts just like whapping him with a towel, and, like shooing him out of the kitchen and stuff like that. As he does, your dad turns around, sees you.
Hi,
and
Dad.
says, "Oh, hey, kiddo. Who's your friend?"
Sam
this
does
is. Wait, what was your name again?
Sam. He
This
does
is
his
my
best
best friend,
to look
Sam.
like he does his best to turn his nervousness into like I look like a shy kid.
And he walks over and he kind of bends down and he's like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you there, Sam. My name's David. Elliot, how do you know him?
We just met at the playground. I crashed my bike when he said hi.
Okay.
Oh, by the way,
Crashed your bike?
I think I bent a tire.
Oh, I mean that's all right. I think we might have a spare one in the garage. I can see if I can hook that up.
Awesome.
Well, Sam, do your parents know? Are your parents okay with you being here? It's getting pretty late.
Oh yeah, don't worry. My dad can pick me up at any time.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I mean, you're welcome to stay for dinner if that's
Okay, I know
Ooh.
his phone number.
What are we having?
Oh, your mom's cooking up some spaghetti, homemade sauce, just how you like it. She's got meatballs, and we're also gonna make some garlic bread. That's my job tonight.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
High five, Sam.
Oh, okay. Sam is suspicious. Sam is doing a insight check on his parents. He wants to, or even investigation or perception, if that makes more sense here. He wants to see if there's anything off, like
Sam
maybe...
goes, there's no way that the Elliot that he knows could have come from this kid, so therefore his parents must be abusive or something, and they're hiding something.
Make an
That's
insight
messed up.
check.
Maybe like there's no heat coming from the oven, or like anything, or they're acting strangely,
Or the oven's too hot because they're getting ready to cook us.
Everything seems on par. This seems like a loving family. They breathe. His hand was warm to the he like offers a handshake to you, and you can smell spaghetti and the sauce is cooking in a pan. You can see the tub of butter, that the butter's slowly beginning to melt as the broiler heats up in the oven.
And it is, I can't believe it's not butter. Also, with the 24, I can deduct that this is probably real, right? Or the best vision I've ever seen.
This is stuff that is like it feels like this is the real world to you.
Also, I'd like to point out my dad is wearing a pair of Doc Martens.
Yes.
Of course. Sam,
Also, you do see Elliot's car in the driveway.
Weird. Oh, that makes sense. Sam says, I don't want to be rude, but where's the bathroom?
Oh, it's down
He
the
does
hall.
a potty dance.
Second door on the left. That side.
You're right.
Okay.
You're like, this has to be Elliot. Elliot always struggles with left and right.
That's true.
Yes. Okay, Sam just looks over to Elliot and says, "Stay here, okay?" And then he like goes to the bathroom
Okay.
to the back.
Yeah.
Elliot sits down where he is.
Yeah, you sit down on the couch. Your dad turns on the Huskers are playing tonight.
Woo!
So he turns on the TV. And it's just getting ready for it. Yeah, you head to the bathroom. Yes, CJ.
On the way to the bathroom, does Sam pass Elliot's room with the door slightly open, and he sees like just a bunch of bionicles like on his desk and table?
There are
Yes.
bionicles all over the place.
Yeah, 100%.
They're on shelves,
Even
not
in
even
the
just in
living
his room.
on the floor.
Like your parents. Your parents do sometimes like get on you where it's like, Elliot, try to keep it like in your room. But like
That is
they're
so
very
awesome.
just, like if they find him, they're not like, oh my god, Elliot, what are you doing?
So yeah, Sam will peek and chuckle to himself. But I guess he might stick around the room a bit. Essentially what I want to do, I want to look very closely and listen very closely to anything in this house that's off or that's like getting my attention. I could even listen to the TV. Like, I just want to take a bit while I'm quote unquote going to the bathroom to really kind of shake down this location to see if I can find anything
Make
calling
either
out
a
to me.
perception or investigation check.
Okay. I'll do investigation. 26. That was a
26.
19 on die.
First off, you get a general layout of like the house, and you're like, okay, what's over here? What's over here? You know where Elliot's room is. Just around the U in a very easy, like you could fake, oh, I kind of got lost. You know where his parents' room like is. You take a quick peek into the room. Because at the moment, everything seems like this seems like a normal house in, oh geez, if this is 2033 when you are 19, 33
So it'd be
minus 19.
7 years before, or 8 years before that, so it'd be 2025.
Yeah, so this is 2025. Everything seems like it would be in 2025. You do take a peek into
Which,
his
by the way,
parents'
is
room.
3 years from now.
Yeah, it's only 3 years from now. So if things start to get real messed up in 2025, I'm sorry.
I just blew Lydia's mind.
You.
You crack open the door, it's unlocked. With that high of an investigation check, you look in, you see Homestead Society stuff. You see like an old, there's a framed sickle that is like rusted and old that has like runes carved onto it. Like hanging above the computer is kind of decoration. You see documents and like mission reports that like his parents are members of the Homestead Society.
Okay. Interesting. But I don't find anything.
Nothing that would allude to like evil things going on or anything like that.
Okay. So Sam will return and I guess he'll talk to himself. He'll just sit next to Elliot and
The
he'll
Huskers
just,
are
like,
on.
and then he'll just say,
We're losing.
He'll say quietly to Elliot,
It's the fourth quarter. We're one touchdown away from winning,
Well,
and
actually,
we fumbled.
no. I was gonna say this is 3 years from now, so actually we're good again. You know, we've
Don't give him hope like that.
We've hit the stride again. You know, without of being decent.
You're one of the few people who still watches Nebraska football. Most people have turned to volleyball, the team that has been winning for the past like
We
13
stand-
years.
Nebraska volleyball.
I mean, Nebraska volleyball is where it's at. Like, let's be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, dinner is ready as well. Sam, as you kind of get back to Elliot.
Hop up. And I go
Elliot, you are actually helping set the table when you see Sam kind of around. A nice, your grandmother actually made this table. Like between her and her grandfather, it's been in your family for like 3 generations. Same thing with the chairs, all custom built. It's
Is it
beautiful.
the fork, then the spoon, then the knife, or is it knife and the spoon, then the fork?
Your dad says, Elliot, I know that you've been taking classes on proper dining and like setting and stuff. I just want you to put the silverware on the table.
Sam walks in and says, fork is on the left because left has 4 letters and fork has 4 letters. And then you realize how weird it is that, yeah, and the spoon on the right because it has 5 letters.
David looks at you and goes, huh, smart kid.
Oh, and then he goes bright red because he's like embarrassed and he realizes that was weird for a kid to say.
Hey, that was
and he
cool.
takes a seat at the table.
Hey, good
Thanks. Hey, have you been hearing any weird noises?
job. We're whispering right now.
He looks up at the parents.
Yeah, they're like, Elliot, you are embarrassed because your parents are like PDA, but not in like the gross way. In the like your parents love each other way, but your friend is here.
And like touching each other.
Yeah,
That's
and
so
like your dad like
gross.
leans and like whispers into your mom's ear, and she like laughs, and you're like, this is gross. But they kind of laugh and sit down at the table as well.
Sam will essentially, from this point forward, just carry on as if he's a normal kid in a normal house, and he's just gonna stay very attentive because he's at a loss.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Nothing important happened.
Oh my gosh, do you like Bionicles?
Absolutely.
I know a little bit about Bionicles.
Going
just because he hears Elliot talk about
and
it.
I could talk about Bionicles for hours, so we can move forward to whatever the next plot point is.
You go through the dinner, and it's a very typical like traditional family dinner. Like your mom and dad like divvy up the food and stuff. You talk about kind of like how your day went and all these things. Like they're like, oh, Sam, what do you like to do? Do you have any hobbies? And Elliot's like, he likes Bionicles.
I talk as if like I did Sam's hobbies, just like translate to kid. I guess he even talks about Devin. He's like, my dad's
really into that like healthy like green lifestyle.
So he just
like
basically does that.
And you go about your dinner. It ends. You hang out in Elliot's room for a while, play some Bionicles, but it gets to night. And your parents are like, hey kiddos, I know that you are like 10, 11, like in that area, and you're growing up, but mom and dad got to go to bed. So if you're gonna stay up, be responsible, and then and we're gonna go to sleep. So try to keep it down. And then they head off towards their room.
Oh, you know what we could do? I pull out the Bionicles 2 Legend of Metro Nui movie. We can watch this.
Yeah, we could watch that. But before watching the Bionicles movie, do you want to maybe like play hide and seek or something?
Oh, I love hide and seek.
Do you have a basement?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to play hide and seek in the basement?
I mean, it's not finished, so there's not a whole lot of places, but we can try. I like it. All right, let's go.
Fantastic. You, who's hiding, who's seeking?
Oh, excellent question.
Oh, that's a creepy question.
Should we do odd or even, Grant?
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay.
This lag won't hurt your
Paper,
brain.
scissors, shoot. Oh, scissors, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh my gosh!
Rock, paper,
scissors, shoot! Aha!
Oh, you won. All right. So we
Elliot,
didn't say
do you
about
want
seeking.
to hide or do you want to seek?
Oh,
Yeah, it's your
Elliot's
choice,
gonna hide.
Awesome. Elliot, you hide in the basement. Roll a stealth check for me.
Do I have?
I didn't expect a roll.
Do I have any bonuses?
Use your stats as normal.
Okay. 12.
12. Sam, can you roll an investigation check?
It's not great. It's 10.
Great. You are having trouble, mainly due to the fact that you've never been in this house before. So you are wandering around the house. It is quiet. The wind is blowing outside. It sounds like the wind is beginning to pick up tonight. Like one of the trees that is outside, a branch keeps tapping against the window. as the wind moves it. As you're creeping around, you're a little creeped out because you're like, first of all, I am not a child. Second of all, this is also just scary even if I was a child.
Yeah, I'm literally looking for something that can pull me into darkness. Like that's the whole point of being down here.
You step, you turn a corner. There is, you let out a yelp as there is a whole man in the hallway, and you're like, it's happening. It's David. He says, whoa. Shh. Calm down, Sam.
David?
Where's Elliot?
He's hiding somewhere. I'm that's what I'm looking for him. What are you doing here? How'd you get here?
Go find him. I came out of my room. Go find him. Take him to the basement.
We're in the basement.
No. You're still creeping around the upstairs. I just came out of my room. The basement's not that big. All right? Now, I need you not to worry. Everything's going to be fine. Just go find Elliot. Take him to the basement.
Okay.
Go.
And I start looking for Sam. And am I in the same house? What's going on?
Make another
here?
investigation check.
Oh, this is weird.
I'm about
That's
to
really good.
freak out.
That's a 26.
Awesome. As you move down the hallway, you do see, you didn't notice it at first because you were too busy looking up. In his hand is that old farmer's sickle.
In Devin's hand?
In David's.
David.
My dad's hand.
I thought you
in
said
Elliot's dad's
Devin.
hand.
It was really confusing.
No, not Devin. David.
Oh, David.
Gosh. Okay.
David is there.
That's a little
He
less
has-
intense.
He has the sickle in his hand. You also hear movement coming from the room still that sounds like metal hitting metal, and then like buckles and straps. You assume that to be Maria. You eventually search, and Ellie, you were like, he thinks I'm gonna hide in the basement. So you hid in the pantry.
Okay.
Sam, you do notice that the fridge is a little cracked open, as Elliot probably snuck some leftovers in there. You head to the kitchen. First of all, you close the fridge door because that's just responsibility. Second of all, you head towards the pantry. You open it. You see Elliot crouched there with
You
a box of
scared me.
meatballs.
Did I actually scare
actually
you?
made me jump. I had a big jump. You really got me. That's the first time I've ever jumped on stream like that.
That's funny.
I'm
You
even
find
listening to like
Elliot,
scary ambient music.
in the pantry with the leftover box of meatballs.
What the heck? Okay, Sam immediately starts talking. He says, "Okay, I got you, but we have to stay quiet. Don't say anything. Okay, we have to stay quiet. We have to go to the basement right now. We're gonna play a game in the basement, okay?
Oh, okay.
And you can.
Can I take my meatballs?
Yeah, take your meatballs, sure. But come on, we have to hurry." And Sam just like guides him to the basement. No, shh.
Oh,
stay quiet.
I just
We're
stuff a
playing a
meatball
quiet
in my mouth.
Quiet game.
Can both of you
that's
make a
good.
stealth check?
Yes.
And I will also need to know your passive perceptions.
19 for me.
Great.
For
Passive
stealth,
perception would be 17.
15 for me.
And for that stealth, that's like a let me look here. It's a 2. I rolled a nat 1.
I got 19.
Fantastic.
I don't know this house.
Technically, this is a group stealth check, so you will succeed because it's 50%.
Nice.
Sam, you have taken like every step you take lands on the creakiest board in the floor.
You gotta go on the third
So
board. not
Elliot
the
literally
second.
just like moves you, seeing that we're trying to be stealthy here, and you two sneak down into the basement. It is an unfinished cement basement. The boards are, you can still see the girders and the like
I'm
wooden
about to relive
2x4s.
the worst day of my life.
As you reach the bottom of the steps, you see Maria turns the corner, notices that you two have gone down the stairs. Maria is not wearing like what she was earlier. She appears to be wearing almost like some kind of like leather armor, like darker, like almost not like leather pants in the weird way, but like armored up. She has two like almost look like corn knives like strapped to her legs, and then she has an additional 2 knives like in a bandolier across her chest. She says, be quiet. And she closes the door, and you are plunged into darkness. There are no lights in your basement. They haven't set up the electricity yet. As that happens, you two find like a little area to hide in, and you hear a crash come from outside your house. You can actually feel the earth like trembles a little bit in the basement.
It'll be okay.
Sam casts once again not shield of faith, warding bond on Elliot quietly. Just throwing that out.
Fantastic. You hear this like crash that sounds like something maybe exploded, or has been like metal tearing almost.
It's probably just the oven. It's not the first time.
You then start to hear, Sam, with your 17 and your knowledge of this, you hear combat. You hear David like, huh! And like grunt as he like swings something. You hear Maria also like light footsteps followed by the clashing of metal against some kind of flesh, and then some kind of like armor-esque. Over time, the sounds of battle get closer and closer as it appears to be pushing them back towards the house. Then everything collapses. The whole house, the first floor folds inwards and crumbles down. You are barely protected. The center beam of the basement remains standing, and it has formed almost a pocket with you and Elliot huddled on the inside. Elliot, you are coughing. Your leg is trapped underneath the stone. And some part of you gets a weird deja vu feeling. And you're not sure why. Sam, you hear Elliot groaning.
Mm-hmm.
You have both of you actually have a small gap where one of the 2x4s that was holding up the upper floor has blocked the stone from crumbling. You can see through it. Outside, there's a flicker of flame. You can see slight movement, and as Elliot is groaning, you immediately hush him. You literally just put a hand
cover
over
his mouth. Yep.
You see, for the first thing, as the dust kind of settles, you see David on the ground. His body is mangled. It appears that a large portion of the house collapsed, covering both of his legs up and towards his hip. You see rebar fully going through his side, and any slight breaths that he's able to take, he gasps as blood leaks down the side of his mouth. He is completely unable to move. You look a little farther to the right. Maria is also on the ground, not trapped, but her left leg is missing from just below the hip. And she is crawling, leaving this trail of blood as she moves hand over hand, crawling towards David. The thing that causes you to shush Elliot is that you see something moving just behind the rim of the flame that you now see to be the car that was outside that is currently on fire. Deep claw marks ripped into the hood. This creature stalks out of the darkness, just entering into the rim of the firelight. It has long, almost blade-like limbs that are made out of... It has the texture of bone, but it is obsidian black. And you can see blood dripping down its limbs. Its body is almost insectoid. It has like a carapace of like dark chitin almost, and it stalks, making scraping noises as its limbs crawl against the ground. It has no visible head, but it almost seems robotic in a way. Like it knows where the things are. And as Maria finally makes it over and lays a hand on David's shoulder, and you can see his eyes that are flickering in and out of consciousness look in her own, one long blade-like limb just slams directly into Maria's back. And
Can I see this?
yes.
So I just watched my parents get murdered.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
You hear Maria. See, the thing is, Sam, you've seen people die before. And the strange thing about it is it's not like in the movies. They don't make like a yell or a yelp when someone is stabbed, especially in the back. The only sound that they make is an exhale of breath, before they completely fall silent. Maria collapses, and behind you, you hear tuk, tuk, tuk.
Okay, Sam knows what to do. Sam turns to Elliot, and I'm guessing there's like
There's
tiny
tears
bit of
streaming down my
firelight.
face.
Yeah.
And dust and debris.
Yeah, it is hard for you to breathe as Sam's hand, but you know that if he took it away, you would just be screaming.
Sam says in a very calm voice, looking at Elliot in the eyes, he says, "Listen to me. This wasn't your fault. There's more happening. Look into the Homestead Society. Did you see the weapons your parents had? Collect those. Bring them to somebody named Grant in Rock Creek. He can help you." And then he turns and where's the knocking coming from?
You see a little wooden door that appears to what would have boxed a like water control unit, but it is screwed shut.
Okay, Sam. Okay, Sam will head over. I'm assuming I can't pry this open myself.
It is literally like underneath your right arm.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
okay.
you are wedged into this cramped, confined, claustrophobic, stone surrounding you space that you can barely move. You can try to pull this open, make an athletics check.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm going to roll a die real quick.
Okay, I rolled a nat 1. Can he say to Elliot, "Hey, could you help me try to open this?"
You are tugging on the door. It is screwed shut. You ask Elliot that, and the creature whips its eyes towards you. If it had it, its body shifts.
I see this?
Frick.
Oh yeah, the blades on an arm almost ripple. You scream. It starts to slice towards you like a perfectly aerodynamic beast of prey.
I start like slamming Sam. Open!
Yep.
Open!
One of
I
you
start
make an
trying to
athletics
open it
check
more.
with advantage.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, that's you for sure.
Okay, that's a 19. Just a second. Oh,
Come
no,
on.
not the 20. That would be a 27.
Fantastic. Elliot, in a burst of adrenaline, you reach over, you put your hand over Sam's hand and just fully wrench the door open.
We have a meet cute in the middle of my parents' death.
Absolutely. You like spectral, ghostly, dark hands, fully, like thousands of them, reach out from this tiny gap, fully smother you in this enclosed space as a knife-like limb of this creature speeds towards that gap, and just as it touches and nicks the back of your arm, Elliot, as it hits just your right shoulder, you are fully pulled. Your leg is wrenched out from under the stone and thrown. And this gap is not big enough for the both of you.
Right.
But you are sucked and funneled through this darkness. Sam, you open your eyes again. There is one pod left.
Okay.
Also, I know that we're
Gosh,
going
Elliot.
long.
Yeah,
I
we're
expect
going
it to
long.
be like 2.5 hours.
God, Elliot, why didn't you ever tell me? Okay. CJ, yours better be less intense than that was. Come on, buddy.
Don't count on it.
And Sam will reach out and he'll grab the whatever they're called, brackets or whatever they are, brackles.
Yeah, you
whatever.
grab the brambles.
Yeah,
Your hands are ripped to shreds, like palm to fingertip.
Have I taken any damage?
Nope. It's
okay,
just
awesome.
painful.
It's
Awesome.
just
Pain is in the
painful.
mind. You think you're like, pain is in the mind. Pain is in the mind. And you grab hold of the brambles. Once again, darkness disappears. It is.
Oh, here we go again.
It is returned with a stark red-orange light. It is a clear day minus the smoke that is coming from the city. This time, you don't get to choose your form. You can change it if you will, but you open your eyes and you are in a kind of like an old-fashioned fireman's outfit. There are many wooden buildings surrounding you. You are in the midst of a blaze. The sun is shining down. It is during the day. And you are in the midst of trying to control a blaze of fire.
Oh my gosh. Are there other
There's just
firefighters
great
around
balls
me?
of fire.
Oh yeah, I mean they're scattered around. A lot of this is just passing buckets. Like there's no super concentrated
old
water
school.
thing. So you've got like wet blankets and you're just like slapping down flames and stuff, trying to make sure like people are running through the streets and you're trying to just keep the fire away from the center. CJ.
Okay. Oh, go for it.
Except that is not your name right now.
Yes, I knew it. Yes.
I'm so scared.
Mr. Aspasia.
Yes.
Ever shut up.
You
I
are
called it. I totally called it.
battered, bruised.
Uh-huh.
You are surrounded by a fire that you caused. In your arms,
Yes.
you hold a body.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I do.
A body that is slowly getting more and more tepid breath. And unbeknownst to you, you in fact hold two bodies. You
Oh gosh.
are
Happens, you know.
limping, dragging yourself through the streets,
Uh-huh.
exhausted, covered in soot, smoke in your lungs, searching for anyone.
Please, somebody help. Please, she's dying.
Can you roll a constitution check?
I love
That's what I would like
Nothing
from you.
more, DM. Absolutely nothing more in this world. Oh jeez. Okay, let's keep it in the box, Drew, shall we?
Constitution, 14.
14. That is not high enough. Your voice does not reach the ears of anyone nearby over the roaring flames that consume these buildings.
Lovely. If I recall correctly, DM, the place that Silas went to originally
Mm-hmm.
was the graveyard where the genie dude was. So that's where he's
Yeah,
going.
you're heading towards the mausoleum
Mhm.
of the spirit of Chicago.
Mhm.
It is taking a long time. Your body is ragged, battered. The fact that you're even moving is a miracle.
Mhm.
You are struggling, to put it lightly.
Mhm.
Make a flat D20 roll.
A flat D20 roll. Those are my favorite rolls, DM.
Mm-hmm. Also, Sam, I should ask, do you continue just putting out the fire or do you go do something else?
Sam will immediately stop what he's doing, and he'll start asking people, just random people, like, do you know somebody named CJ? What did CJ? What's his first name? Like, do I know, or is it just CJ?
You know, you would be one of the few people to know that CJ's first name is Clarence.
Clarence. He's like, do you know somebody named CJ? Maybe a Clarence. And no, okay.
Nothing.
Then you'll walk to the next person.
The
I'll just
fact
keep
that
asking
even
people.
there's barely anyone who even responds to you in the first place. People are panicking. Their faces are covered in soot with tear stains wiping away like the darkness on their skin. They are frantic. People, some of the people that straight up come out of there are actively on fire.
Every now and then he'll cast like create water
Yep,
and
they are,
help people, but
no one even
So-
questions
yeah.
it because they are so panicked.
right. So he'll help people as he may if they really need it, but he's just keeping an eye out for CJ. That's what he's on, and he's
Absolutely.
going around the city, around the blocks.
Can you make an
like,
investigation
looking.
check? And CJ, what did you roll on that d20 roll?
8.
8. Okay.
And I got a like 14.
Okay, that is
This
enough.
is decent. Yeah.
That is enough. You are running through the streets frantically. The farther you get into the fire, the less and less people there are, as the people are slowly replaced by corpses. Bodies that didn't make it out of the flames, mothers cradling children, fathers cradling mothers, all sorts of things. The dead and dying are rampant in this section. As you are running for the first time in maybe 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, give or take, of you sprinting through the flames, you hear the sound of someone who is alive, screaming
Okay,
for help.
I go towards that person and I yell, hello, I can help. Keep talking, I can go to you. And I start trying to locate where this is coming from.
Silas, you are running through the streets, if you could call it running. You hear a call out to you for the first time, and for you, roughly 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
As there has been no response, you're running towards, but it is a ways away.
Okay. Is the sound does it sound like whoever that is closer to me than where I am in respect to the mausoleum?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
you would say so. It's also in like towards where the fire is slightly less.
Okay.
Not a whole lot, like it picks up, but there's like a gap where the fire hasn't fully consumed yet.
Okay.
As it is
that's
like
good.
nipping at your heels.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah. So he just turns tail and it just like as quick as he can starts hoofing it.
Yeah. You like an injured horse, hoof your way, slowly staggering, dragging.
Oh yeah, that's right. I had something.
yeah.
I have like a sprained ankle or something at this point.
Yeah, you're in a
yeah,
bad
yeah.
way. But you see a lone fireman, like searching through. He like Sam, you grab like a not burnt door and like throw it open, to see like a full family that basically just died at the table and weren't able to make it out.
Oh gosh, it's so dark.
And you look
the
and you
PTR.
see CJ. Well, you don't see CJ.
It's
You
CJ?
see a
Oh, okay.
man
Yeah.
carrying a woman.
Sam
And, like,
immediately.
sliding through the streets towards you.
Please help! She's
Sam
hurt.
just says, calm down. Okay, we'll set her down, keep her head raised. I'll see what I can do here. And is this
Roll,
person breathing?
Roll a medicine check.
Yes, that was gonna be my first question, basically. Not terrible. That's intelligence, right?
Medicine is
Or wisdom. They're the same either way. 16.
16. She's not breathing.
Okay, I can try one thing. It might not be too late. You're lucky you ran into me. And he starts doing what he needs to do to cast Revivify.
Mhm.
So it's the whole shebang. Like I'm talking like the stars, his eyes turning like white or whatever happens when he casts
yeah.
this thing glowing. It's very freaky. But you know, he's probably used to seeing some
Absolutely.
weird stuff. So I cast Revivify essentially.
Kneel
I go
down.
through.
You amidst the roaring flames that are slowly, you can actually feel the heat building up below the floor as the fire races underneath the city streets that have been elevated to avoid the lake marshland. You layer down on the ground. Silas, you've seen a lot of weird stuff in your life. This is probably it's like the third strangest thing you've ever seen. This one doesn't seem actively aggressive towards you.
It's the second weirdest thing I've seen today.
Yeah, absolutely. So you see the embers from the fires surrounding you that are floating behind this fireman. As the area around him almost darkens, they turn into stars.
And I'm like muttering a prayer.
Absolutely.
Making
You see
motions with
him,
my hands.
Pull out
Incense.
some strange like incense sticks, literally just lights them in the fire as the smoke begins to make a haze over the body. And he breathes a single deep breath, and those stars begin to move over her body as they sink into her skin. And for a moment you see her skin liven up for a second. It gains some color, but breath does not leave her lungs. Sam,
Does it fail?
It has been too long for you to cast Revivify.
Sweating, like he's just sweating. It's hot, so we're all sweating, but this seems like a sweat out of also effort. Sam just drops, like goes limp because he's been very tense this whole time. The stars fade, his eyes come back, and he just says, I tried. I gave it all I got. She's gone. I'm sorry.
Seeing her just continue to lay there limp, like Silas just begins to sob as he kind of just bends
and I'm so
over
sorry.
her and just kind of like parts like the hair from her face and just says, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me.
And I'm sorry. It must be devastating with a baby on the way.
What?
Okay. Sure.
The fire roars around you. Behind you, a second
sorry.
figure emerges from the flames. CJ, you know him.
Silas or CJ?
Both. Drew, you know this character. Grant, you know this character, but Sam does not. A character that you know well emerges from the flames, once again staggering. He appears to be dragging the only other thing that was with you, a partially hole through the body corpse.
Oh yes, that's right.
As he drags your other friend, your butler, through the streets, and he says, Silas, have you found help?
It's too late. She's gone.
And he collapses kind of next to you, and he looks up at you, Sam. This is a face that you don't recognize.
And he sees, at this point, Sam's eyes have welled with tears, and he just looks defeated, and tears are streaming down his face as well, but silently. He just looks like he's met the end of his rope. He can hardly take it.
As you all collapse and the fires begin to move closer and closer to you, almost hungrily searching for you, Silas, from underneath you, from the floor, where near a little maintenance manhole cover, you hear doop, doop, doop. It cuts through the roaring flames.
Under Silas, you said?
Under the street.
Oh, just under. Okay. Sam just stands, wipes the tears from his sooty fireman face, and looks down at them and says, okay, now's when I take my leave. I'm so sorry I couldn't do more. It's the in-between. It's the in-between. And he goes towards the manhole cover and says, and looks up to them and says, if I can ask for a favor, just help me out with this real quick.
Silas, still, tears streaming down his face, will kind of rub them away momentarily and like approach over and kind of like try to actually take Sam's hand and say, thank you for trying whatever it is you tried to do. And as he then like kneels down and tries to help him like open the manhole.
Absolutely. As you kneel down, you rest your hand on the manhole cover. Sam, you grab the handle. It turns incredibly easily. Silas, you notice something that isn't normal. Like these covers cover Chicago. And you've seen them. Sometimes they'll have little writings on them or something like the Chicago motto and blah 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 blah. You have seen some that have an image of the sun setting between two rows of buildings. This one has words. And these are words that you're like, that doesn't make any sense to be on a manhole cover. And as Sam opens it, you read 2 lines of verse. 6 lonely souls shall venture in to find the second child. Tell me when you're ready.
Shall venture in to find the lost child?
To find the second child.
Okay.
Was it the second lost child?
To find the second child.
Oh my gosh.
3 are found, and 3 are lost, falling, forgotten, wild.
3 are found, 3 are lost, falling, forgotten, wild.
Fallen, forgotten, and what?
Wild.
Oh boy,
Okay, so
we all know who they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's season 1.
Okay, and then Sam, right before we open the manhole cover, I'm assuming Sam sees the text too. Right? Okay, and he thinks to himself, kind of remembering very quickly about the prophecy and everything, and he just looks up and says, wait a sec. Hey, what year is it?
As you say, wait a sec, what year is it? The door, as you had already turned the handle, swings open. Pitch black arms that you can actually fully define as they are lit by the fire, as they are almost skeletal and flesh-like, with like molding rotted skin holding off of them, connected like elbow to shoulder to center of the arm. They unfold like trees, fully grab. One of them hooks Silas. It literally grabs the inside of your mouth, like hooks around your jaw and pulls you, like wrenches you into this manhole cover. You hear behind you your friend say, God, why? Every time! As you are pulled into this manhole cover, all of you wake up. Clara, you are gasping for breath. You are drowning. You struggle, throw your arms around, you grab hold of something, some structure, and manage to pull your head out of a relatively shallow pond now that you look at it. And the muddy water sloughs off of you as you cough up lungful and lungful of mud. The rest of you are all lying nearby. Sam, you are back into your form as Sam. All of you remember everything that happened over the time that you just had. Clara, as you pull your way out of this deeper, muddy, almost like marsh-like puddle, you see a number of things. You see in reverse the tail end of a train car sticking out of the earth. And then as you look down to see what you pulled yourself out of the pit with, you see a pearl white bone. that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Can I have a last line? Can I have a
Yes,
last line?
absolutely,
God.
Sam. Light him up.
Sam rolls over and looks directly at Clara and points at her and says, I told you we'd get out.
That has been tonight's session. I hope that everyone here had a really good time. I hope that my players had just a fun, happy, joyous
That's right.
time where everything went great and no one will go to sleep with trouble tonight.
That was so
thank
much
God.
pressure.
That was
Thank
That was
all
so
of
much
you,
pressure.
you viewers out there, for showing up for tonight's stream. I had an absolute blast. Yeah, I mean, we will be back with the season finale.
Oh my
On-
gosh! This
Okay,
is
hold on,
Halloween.
hold on. Wait, I need to take a moment.
It is a 4-hour
Before-
session.
Before we started the session, Aaron's like, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna kind of wing it.
This is me winging it.
Literally.
This is Aaron winging
I want you
it.
to know, CJ's, I didn't even have written down. I had a completely different written down thing, and I was like, screw it, I'm going with this one.
Oh my
I do find it
Oh
amusing
my
you went with that
God.
because as we're halfway through Elliot's, Lydia's like, hey, what do you think yours is going to be? I'm like, to be honest, I think it's going to be Chicago.
But
Chicago.
that is where we end tonight. We hope to see you for the season finale.
Be there.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
Um,
dressed up.
Yep,
We
we
are.
are. Yeah,
Halloween.
we are going to be cosplaying our various respective characters.
Aaron is
Um,
just death.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, dude.
I'm just gonna show up with a whole. I'm gonna cosplay as David, the character that we only seen once and is now dead. But that is the episode. I don't have a whole lot to end it off with. Check out the missed manuscript stuff. Do all the usual things, social media, blah 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 blah. What I really have to say to all of you tonight is good luck and Godspeed, everyone. Have a good week. We will see you next time, Dungeoneers. Have a spooky Halloween.
See you on Halloween.
Bye, everyone.